Hi everyone, this is Alex Davies and with me I have Simon Cooper. I'm a developer on Ant's Memory Profiler, which has just been released last week. Simon's is a developer on SQL Data Compare and SQL Compare. And we're just going to memory profile those products. Which one in particular?
This is Data Compare.
The memory profiler. We have a suspected problem which the memory profiler may or may not be able to help with, but we'll give it a go anyway.
So the issue is we've got several classes creating temporary files and they're not being deleted when they should. So I've got some temporary files left over when the program exits. So I'm going to try and find which classes aren't being disposed to see if I can fix this issue. Start with that.
Excellent. So these temporary files that the program is using, should they be there for the lifetime of the program, or should they sort of come and go during?
They should be deleted when the class instance is disposed. It's not being disposed, and so they're not being deleted.
So is there a way to get the class to get disposed without actually closing the program?
Not really. So we find a snapshot.
So this is a baseline snapshot you're taking now, just to see.
To see what's what, and then we try.
So is the issue that you're not sure which class's temporary files aren't being disposed, or which instance of it?
Well, we first need to find out which class it is because temporary files have got a specific prefix, which tells us what they're associated with. So we first got to find out what the files are actually used for.
And you can work that out just from the file name.
Yes, but to do that we've got to find. So the bug is to do with the sync wizard. So we'll
do a run through of using the sync wizard, close it, and hopefully everything that the sync wizard did will be gone.
So then this has created the synchronization script, and it's all there. So now if we close that, then have a look into it. Okay, so these files are left over, and they should have been deleted, and they weren't.
Okay, so is SQL Data Compare stopped running now?
Yes.
It is, okay.
Yeah, so the B extension tells us that it's to do with the execution block, which is a class used to store SQL scripts. So then, if we got that, then we try it again and see if it's create a snapshot, then run through the same thing, and so that's done. And then we try. Okay, we'll try closing the project and see if that runs all the disposable stuff. There we go. Finalize queue, disposed. Okay, there it is. So these are the instances of the execution block which haven't had their dispose method called because they want to finalize a queue.
How many of the total instances of execution block have we got left?
There's just 2 of them.
There's 2 here. If you took the disposed but still on finalizer queue filter off, there'd be 3. So there's meant to be 1, but there's 2 more which are sitting on the finalizer queue.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So we'll try having a look at these class instances. Okay, so
I can see what that's telling you there. Of those 3 of them, 2/3 of them are GC roots.
Yeah.
You can see from the left.
Yeah, and that'll be the finalizer queue.
Exactly. Yeah, and the other one, which is that one, is being held in memory by those things. So the class reference explorer shows you what's referencing something.
Yeah. So
is that largely what you expect from the one that's still in memory?
Well,
color coder and text box.
Well, these are used in the synchronization wizard, and there isn't any synchronization wizard actually left in the program. So
perhaps the synchronization wizard itself isn't getting disposed.
Yeah. So if we find where this is going, that's all systems stuff.
Can I stop you there? Because the class reference explorer shows you all references, but the object retention graph, the other graph within the program, is the really useful one for immediately honing in on what's holding something in memory. So if you use one of those links, show instances of this class. That's cool. I was just trying to get you to shortcut your way so you don't have to manually choose which one of those three it is, just in case it's not obvious.
That one? That one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
Right, so that is that instance. There.
Yeah, and you can get the object retention graph for that and see exactly why that text box is still in memory.
Right.
So our big arrow node at the bottom there is saying this may be because the GC roots are currently hidden. Try turning on the hide finalizer queue.
Okay.
Thing,
Checkbox.
which is
There we go.
that little fella. So it looks like
whoa. Okay.
There's an awful lot going on here, which is all held in memory by the finalizer queue.
Okay. Oh, right. This is the entire finalizer queue.
It's not all of the finalizer queue, it's only the things in the finalizer queue which are holding that in memory, but it seems that there are an awful lot of different things in the finalizer queue doing that. So the thing that's going through my head now is your finalizer queue broken in some way? Or is it just that this is a natural, this much gets dumped on the finalizer queue? And the way to find that out is to take another snapshot, which forces another garbage collection. Just without having touched the program at all, and see whether the same things are there.
So we're comparing between these two, and we're trying to find block.
That's fairly conclusive. It's no longer in memory since the finalizer queue has been cleared.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting, but we should probably go back to snapshot 2 now we found that out.
Okay, so we were
on the object retention graph for something, but if we can get the object retention graph for maybe
for that one.
Okay, those top two are on the finalizer queue directly, but the bottom one is on the finalizer queue indirectly, I think.
Yes.
Let's test that hypothesis, because it was something that
yeah, so this is the one left over that isn't on the finalizer queue directly, and it's being held in reference by. Okay, so that's incremental search. That's to do with the text box. These are all UI widgets which have finalizers for disposable implementations.
The grey ones are the ones which have been disposed. So you can tell, and it's probably the case that the yellow ones just aren't disposable.
Yeah. So say delegates for all various lists. Yeah. So there's all the way over here. There it is.
I guess the question is, which one of the 3 execution blocks is the one that hasn't been disposed?
Well,
or is it possibly 2 of them? I imagine if it's 2, it's the top 2, the 2 that are on the finalizer queue on their own.
Yeah. So we've got these temporary files left, and some of them won't be deleted when the program exits.
So all the ones which begin with BE, which there's 6 of, I can see there, are from this class, but I imagine 1 pair of them will be left.
Yes, and
makes sense.
Yes, and we don't know. Wait.
So what we can find out, because there seems to be quite a lot of stuff that has been disposed, it would probably be interesting to just see whether which of the instances of execution block are disposed and which aren't. So if you go back to the instance list for execution block and use the disposed filter on the left, it's the top one.
Done, disposed. Okay. So
there we go. So that one is disposed, but the other 2 aren't.
Yeah. So that is that one. So
it's the 2 which are in the finalizer queue which are disposed, which haven't been disposed yet.
Yeah. And we need to find out where they were referenced from. So,
to see whose responsibility it is.
Yes.
So they've gone onto I guess they've gone onto the finalizer queue exactly because they weren't disposed by whatever was referencing them.
And yes, and so we need to know where they came from.
So the question is there only one class that ever references execution block, or a couple of classes that ever reference execution block, or are there quite a lot?
There's several of them spread all over the code, unfortunately, since execution block is quite a widely used class.